All right, I'm going to present my screen, and here we go. So again, today we're going to talk about mindfulness. This is a coined term that we're going to hear all the time in holistic healthcare. Being mindful. What does that mean, right? It sounds like such a cliche, but there's depth to this word, and I want to kind of go over that today. So mindfulness, it is paying full and focused attention on something, right? Being completely present in that moment. It's it's the practice of slowing down to really notice what you're doing, right? In our culture, the American way is to be multitaskers, right? Like it's almost encouraged to do two, three, four things at once, and that's glorified for some reason. Well, being mindful is the opposite of that. Being mindful is actually being present in the moment and being okay in that moment, right? So when you're mindful, you're taking your time, right? You're not rushing. You are in the conversation. You are in that moment with your little cousin playing Legos with them. You're completely saturated in that moment. You're not on your phone while you're playing Legos, right? We all have felt that, and you almost feel as if you're not being heard, right? If you're in a conversation with someone and they could be really listening to you, but if they're on their phone answering an email, but still having a conversation with you, you feel a certain type of way. You get all up in your feelings, right? You don't feel well with that because that person's not being in the moment. They're not being mindful. When you're focused, you're relaxed, right? You are, and when you're relaxed, you're able to really just enjoy that moment. So, like I said, today is more about real life training. This is things I want you to be successful not only in this class, but in life. Whether you choose to go into healthcare or whether you choose to go another route, these are tools that you can use. This conversation that we're having about being mindful, I can't tell you how many CEOs and how many professional athletes and how many just major lawyers, doctors, teachers, they pay a lot of money to get this advice because they get to a point in life where they're so accustomed to juggling so much that eventually their minds, their bodies can't take it anymore. Sometimes it's a mental breakdown. Sometimes it's severe depression. Sometimes it's, oh, that person is just, over 40 and they're having a midlife crisis. That we have all these terms for, but really we're not created to be so out of touch with being in the moment, right? So being content in the moment is another thing about what mindfulness is. Many of us, especially, you get your first job and you're excited. And a lot of us have a thought that, man, as soon as I get my job, once I get this house, once I get this car, once I get this watch, I'm going to be so happy. I'm going to be so content. And what they find is that they're not content because what ends up happening is they want a bigger house. They want a newer watch. That watch was new 2 years ago, but now it's not new anymore. I need a newer car. I need a bigger car. I need a faster car. It just keeps compounding. The wants and desires keep growing, and you can't keep pace up with that. And that's again not being content in the moment, not being content with what you have, right? That's a gift. That's a gift to be able to do that, is to be able to just to breathe in and just say, you know what? I may be tired Monday, but I'm content and I'm happy that I got a laptop. I got air in my lungs. I woke up this morning. I'm doing all right, right? Another key word for mindfulness is being centered, right? Or being grounded. It's not being overtaken by your emotions, right? This happens so much. We get so caught up in our emotions that we don't know how to take a second to analyze, to self-analyze. That's what this really is about. Is about really having the time to self-reflect. So, for instance, say we're in class and I see Shay talking to her friend sitting next to her, but of course we're practicing social distancing right at this point. So Dr. Brown says, Shay, you can't be talking during class. And Shay is so upset and so messed up inside by the tone that Dr. Brown took with her, right? And it's okay to be upset. It's okay to feel disrespected. But the right way for Shay to address it is to say, man, I'm upset right now, but why did he yell at me? Man, I think he yelled, well, he's right. I was talking to my friend. All right, I'm gonna just take the L and I'm gonna keep it moving, right? And I'm gonna learn and grow from it. The negative way would be for Shay to come back at Dr. Brown or come back at her teacher or her mom or her dad and flip out like, why are you yelling at me? You know, why are you or storming out the room, right? That's the opposite, right? Um, Also, it's about having the ability to remain level-headed, calm, cool, and collected. That's difficult to do. Now, when I say these things, trust me, Dr. Brown is not at a point in his life where he's 100% grounded, mindful at every moment in life, right? You may be in a car with your mom or your dad, and someone may cut you off, and you may find yourself slapping the dashboard, flipping out, yelling, right? So it's okay. Allow yourself to have some grace. Allow yourself to have some, just a moment, just to say, you know what? All right, I did react in that moment in a very hypersensitive way. You take a step back and you say, next time that happens, I'm going to just take a second, acknowledge that I'm upset, analyze it, think about it, and then move forward. If you do that, if you take 5 seconds, I promise you the outcome of negativity coming to you in your life will be so much better handled. Because that's the one promise that I can make you. There's always going to be roadblocks and stumps along the way. There's always going to be something that someone's going to say, a certain tone, a certain gossip, whatever. There's always going to be that in our life. It's life, right? It's the real life. And again, there's two other words for being mindful is being grounded and also being centered, right? Those are the two words that make up mindfulness. So the best way I know how to, be mindful and to be able to be calm is to practice breathing, right? It's called mindful breathing. This is medicine. This is what the CEOs are paying top dollar for, guys. You guys are getting this for free. And it's simple, right? We do it every day. We breathe. A lot of us breathe the wrong way, though. So we're going to talk about proper breathing. We're going to inhale and we're going to exhale. So when you inhale, I want you to breathe in through your nose, through your nostrils. That's why our Creator gave us two big holes in our nostrils to be able to breathe in fresh, oxygenated air. You breathe out through your mouth. You breathe out that CO2. Breathe in oxygen, breathe out CO2, right? If we breathe in through our nostrils, we take in 60% more oxygen in our body. There's so much healing benefits to oxygen, so much. So I want us to just take a second. I want us to cut off our cameras, right? I want us to close our eyes, and I want us to breathe deep for 10 deep breaths. It'll be on my count, okay? On my count. So take a second, and I want you to get relaxed, right? I'm gonna say 10 seconds. Make sure you're sitting up in a chair, you're not laying down. Making sure that you are not distracted by your phone, put it upside down. If there's any other tabs open on your browser, X them out. I can see them. All right? All right. On my three. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. When you breathe in, make sure your belly is rising. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Halfway there. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one. Breathe in. Breathe out. Very good. In the chat, I want you guys to write down how you felt after that. Do you feel lightheaded? Do you feel the same? Do you feel more energized? Do you feel more tired? There's no right or wrong answer. In the chat, write down how you feel after that.